Cruise news time. Well, I have an email here from Carnival talking about unvaccinated cruisers. It just got easier for unvaccinated cruisers to cruise to the Caribbean. Cruise news. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news updates. Happy Saturday morning, everybody. It's a travel day for us, so I just wanted to pop in and give you this quick information. If you know, or maybe you don't know, Carnival is one of the cruise lines that will allow unvaccinated cruisers to cruise with an exemption. Now, the way that it works, Carnival is one of those cruise lines that are following the CDC guidelines that says that they have to have at least 90% of their guests vaccinated, but that leaves 10% of their guests unvaccinated. Now, the interesting thing is that guests that are 4 and under, they don't even count in this number because they cannot be vaccinated. So they don't use that in the calculation. So this exemption area is used for unvaccinated guests that are between the ages of 5 and 11, or other guests who have medical or religious exemptions, depending where they're taking out from. So like I said at the top of the show, Carnival's made a big change for unvaccinated cruisers going to the Caribbean. I'm going to tell you all about that, but first let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, please consider subscribing. It's really a great way to stay on top of everything. I'm here on the daily giving you information about that cruise life. It is my passion and my desire to connect with you like that, and you can be a part of it. Be a part of the locafam. Hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. It doesn't cost anything, and you'll stay in the know, and you help us out. Thank you in advance. Now, the update that Carnival released a couple days ago deals only with unvaccinated guests cruising to the Caribbean and unvaccinated guests that have a medical exemption. Here's the thing. In the past, if you had a medical exemption, you had to have a doctor's note, documentation that explained your medical exemption. You had to have proof of your medical exemption. Well, now you don't. If you get approved for the medical exemption, you don't have to bring any documentation about the medical exemption with you to get on the cruise ship. You still have to follow all of the procedures for unvaccinated guests in regards to testing and all of that stuff. But when it comes to providing documentation, proof for your medical exemption, you do not have to do that. Now, there are a lot of policies around how exemptions work, who gets exemptions, from what state do certain exemptions apply. Kind of an interesting, complicated process if you think about it. If you are unvaccinated and you want to cruise with an exemption, you have to pay your cruise off in full before you even know if you are approved for the exemption. It's certainly a wild situation because you end up being in a scenario where you paid your cruise off fully and then you're just waiting to find out whether or not you can go on the cruise. I would encourage unvaccinated cruisers that want to cruise on Carnival using a medical exemption, make sure you go check out the website. I'll leave a link where you can go and read all of the exemption policies. But again, the big update here is that if you're claiming a medical exemption, all you have to do is claim it. That's the interesting thing. All you have to do is claim it. You don't necessarily have to prove it. And if you get approved, then cruising you go. How about that? Boom, that is the show. I got to finish packing and loading up the car onto our next destination. Time for you to sound off. What do you think about the show today? Do me a solid, hit the like button. And unfortunately, if you do not hit the like button, I will be forced to punish you. And your punishment is this. Everything that you brought is not in the suitcase, and you're going to spend the next hour trying to get everything that you brought with you on this trip back in the suitcase, or your next trip. Maybe that's a punishment just for me that I'm living out right now. Help me out. Hit the like button. Tony with Lido Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido.